welcome to today's episode of GirlExec. I'm Isha, and as always, I'm joined by my great friend Kristy. Today's episode is building your personal development plan. Kristy, you and I both mentor a lot of young professionals, and we always stress this notion of the personal development plan. It is a critical tool and roadmap to help you grow in your career because it helps you to do several important things. First, it makes you sit down to really identify your strengths and gaps in your knowledge or your skills or experience. It helps you to clarify and map a plan to reach your short-term and your long-term goals. It serves as a critical communication and commitment tool between you and your manager. And finally, it allows you to track your progress because as you see yourself developing to the plan, you have that sense of accomplishment and momentum. So building a thoughtful, action-oriented, measurable plan is key to your success. And for that reason, today we're going to share a 5-step process to help you build the quality of development plan you need to advance in your career.
So the first step is really establishing your career, your personal and career goals. And this is the basis. So it's very good to take time to reflect. What are my short-term goals? What are my long-term goals? Ask yourself some questions like, what am I passionate about? What do I have natural talent in doing? A lot of times you could do career inventories that also will give you a different lens to reflect on. Ask mentors. Look at what is the path that they've taken? What positions have they had along the way? And after you've done this, map out a couple paths and or positions that you might want to pursue.
And in the same way that you map out those career goals, blend it with your development goals. And this could be with the hard skills or the soft skills. So those hard skills are the technical skills that relate to your specific job. Maybe you need to become an expert in a certain computer program, or you need to earn a certificate in a skill like project management, or you need to learn a new language if you want to work abroad. But balance that with the soft skills, those people and social skills. Maybe a goal to improve your public speaking or your ability to influence others. The best plans have a good mix of hard and soft skills in there, and really no more than 3 because there's only so many things we can develop in strongly at any given time.
So with this picture of your goals, step 2 is list the skills, talents, and abilities that are needed for the position and or the career path that you want to pursue. Your organization may have a career path already mapped out for you that you could look at. If that's not the case, have some informational interviews with individuals who are in roles that you want to be in and or have had a career path that you want to pursue. Search LinkedIn. Look, LinkedIn has everybody's information on it. You can see some very traditional paths and some very non-traditional paths that people have taken. And if you're not sure about these things or just need further insight, have a conversation with your manager or mentor around what is really required if you were to pursue a specific position and or career path.
Absolutely, Chris. In step 3, after you're clear on what those requirements are to get to where you want to go, you have to do that inventory to reflect on how your current skills and abilities line up or not. I find that reflection questions are very helpful in this exercise, and I'll share 4 that I personally use to map my plan for this year. The first one is, what are my core strengths? Maybe you're a fast learner, maybe you have strong people skills, but you have to take the time to identify those and put those down. What are the capabilities and experience that I need to go after those roles that I want? So maybe you need a hard skill, maybe I need to do an assignment in sales. Or maybe you just need to make sure you're abreast of industry trends so you can stay relevant. But think about those capabilities and experiences. An important one is, what are my potential personal derailers, which are those behaviors or lack of skills that could delay your progress? Again, maybe you need to be stronger in how you present your ideas to have the level of impact that you want. And finally, ask yourself, what opportunities do I have in my current role to gain some of the capabilities and experiences that I need? On any team, there's always room to volunteer to be a part of a cross-functional project, to be a part of some strategic development. So definitely take advantage of those opportunities around you to gain new skills that may not even relate to the job you have right now. Because these questions are tough, if you don't immediately know the answers to all of them, ask that trusted mentor, as Kristy says, or your colleague for input. But you have to ask specific questions. Ask them things like, what are 3 things that I seem to do better than most? Or what is one thing that I could focus on to grow in my level of performance or impact? Specific questions will give you the specific information that you need to grow.
So with all this information in mind, step 4 is writing your plan. And when writing any development plan, there is an industry rule that everybody always shares. 70% of it should be focused on the-job training. 20% is really learning from peers and or mentors, and 10% is in the classroom. Now, many people want to flip this, but if you flip it, you don't get to practical. You have to learn that little bit in the classroom so you can practically integrate it in the work that you're doing. And as you're doing this, be very specific about your goals. Set measurements, set timelines so that you know when you've achieved different targets.
And finally, Chris, step 5 is to implement this beautiful plan that you have on paper, but as a living document, because you have to continually measure it and adapt. The very first plan to implement is to align this plan with your manager, because you need to ensure his or her support. The manager has 3 very important roles in helping you live your plan. They need to support you in your goals, they need to clear obstacles out of your way, and they need to provide you with the resources that you need. So for example, maybe you need their help to secure a mentor or to help fund one of those training courses that Kristy mentioned. So leverage them for support. And finally, have your own rhythm of self-reflection and follow-up. It's important that you take regular intervals to say, what's going well, what isn't, and what changes can I make to make sure I stay on track on this roadmap towards my goals. We recommend that you have this reflection ideally once a quarter with your manager, but minimally twice a year, because you want to make sure that your development plan is alive, that it's effective, and that it's useful for you, for your manager, for the team, and ultimately for your business or for your organization. So please use these tips to make sure you have a strong personal development plan and roadmap in place for your career. And please make sure to subscribe to GirlExec and to share with others. Yes. Conversations to enrich your career and life.